Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Met Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid close to Brow, and recently the captain.
Hi everyone, I'm Dagami-sama and I play Solas ab Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Brawl.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sailing Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hello, I'm Levalithana, an elven wild mage, and she still doesn't know where from.
Hey there, I am Zach and I play the character of Lafdul Moonglade, a specialty priest thief multiclass from Realm Space from Evermeet. And his little gimmick is that he comes up with funny little titles, and his current title is the Daunted Dilly-Dallying Daffodil. It's daunted because on last session he was a bit of a nervous wreck, and the daffodil's meant to represent a renewal, like a iterative reinvention. You know, this is kind of like Lafdul's thing, so that's what he's kind of going with. He's hoping for anyway. It seemed appropriate to me.
You know I'm gonna try to turn you into a nervous wreck again, right? You understand that?
Yeah, that's your job.
Just so long as we're clear.
So you're gonna feed him to a dragon today, right?
Maybe. I mean, Jewel might make a reappearance. Who knows?
Lafdul finds his ring of X-ray vision inside her stomach. So hey, I got my ring back. My life's complete.
But now I'm slowly dissolving and I can't regenerate in here.
For the 10 seconds it takes you to be digested, exactly.
10 seconds. Oh,
well,
because
all right, maybe a little bit longer.
Everything's done in rounds in this, isn't it? And that's like at least a minute.
That's weak to acid and fire, right?
I mean, he's not weak to it. He just can't regenerate those things.
Yeah, it's basically troll regeneration.
So, last session, Lafdul did indeed sneak into the pirate port on New Atari, and came back with some information. And there was a question as to how you guys wanted to proceed. Either sneak back in or take one of your ships in, masquerading as a smuggler or something.
Traders,
like that.
Yeah. That was one of the things we discussed, but I think we're going to go with Lafdul sneaking in with Finn.
Okay.
Yeah.
You forgot
once...
you forgot the attempt to sneak in to the Leomund's tiny hut that was foiled by Braxon's hard head.
Braxon's just there at the right place, clearly. Right time.
All right.
Or the wrong time and place, depending on perspective.
All right. So, Lafdul and Finn, was there anyone else going to go with you, or was it just going to be you two?
I think it was just going to be us two, unless Lava wants to come along. She's light enough, but it's...
Have fun storming the castle.
Wow. I mean... Huh? Oh, that pretty much seals that out. So, yeah, it's just me and Finn. Could you, when we sleep, you are casting invisibility on us again?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yes.
I would appreciate it. It helps getting in.
How much?
I mean, I owe you a drink. I'll buy you something.
Oh, actually, no. Oh, yes, please. Yes, that's a good idea.
Lafdul clicks onto this.
Such a mercenary wild mage we have here.
Yes,
all right, I just do favors for alcohol, which I buy for like a copper or two.
Leva looks at her spell choices and thinks, being a gift would be nice for a change.
Yeah, but Lafdul's not going to be here. Lafdul's like, maybe I should learn how to do that.
All right, so you guys are going to take a rest, get some new spells?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like some new spells.
Well, okay.
Before Before resting, I have refreshed my Leomund's tiny hat.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, is it 11 hours, or how long can you keep one up?
11.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Solas,
Mm-hmm.
can you cast any spells that might be useful for us? Can you think of any spells? I mean, Leva's offering to make us invisible. I'm just wondering. I mean, just, I don't know. Maybe something might be useful for us.
I wonder what might be useful.
And for Finn.
What other types of spells would you like to have?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Or about grace and strength, some of those?
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
Lafdul
talking
wants...
to you, Solas. I'm talking to Lafdul.
Lafdul wants Cat's Grace because that 5%, even though it's not much, it does help.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a spell for you if you are planning on going without an armor.
What spells are up? I was planning going with armor.
I can cast an armor on you.
How long does that last?
24 hours or until he takes enough damage for it to go away.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Well, that would
With that
save
respect-
me having to, well, probably memorize a armor spell myself, but that's probably useful.
Can you do more than one of those?
What about stone skin? Would that help?
Doesn't it not last very long? How long does it last?
Just a second. Stone skin.
Stone skin is 24 hours.
Oh, considering Lafdul almost got destroyed by a couple of displacer beasts. Yes.
Would you like it?
Yes.
Also,
No, this is like 100 gold though, isn't it? It's like pretty
Yes.
expensive. I mean,
If,
we're going to be
90
invisible. We're going to be avoiding combat purposefully.
if Finn's going as well, then he might
Yeah,
need
well,
something.
no, don't bother with the stun skin. The armor spell's cheap and it's easy to.
Well,
I don't
just-
plan on getting in a fight if I can help it.
We have 93 stone skins left. Just
Might be worth giving Finn one.
Alt?
Yeah.
Is stone skin visible? Somebody with stone skin, can you see that he has something?
No, I do not play that it makes a visible change.
Not that grey tone in Baldur's Gate.
Which threw
I
me
see.
off. Which threw me off. I thought the game was actually bugged when that first happened in Baldur's Gate 2. But no, and part of the reason is because it doesn't specifically say so. And
What about bark skin?
I'd have to
Bark
go
skin.
back and review the spell description. I think it does say that it makes a
Your
appearance
skin
change.
becomes tough as bark. It doesn't say that it
Oh,
does.
it doesn't matter right now. I mean, unless someone is considering casting that.
Yeah, I am.
You are considering
What?
casting Barkskin?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was going to memorize Spark Skin and Magical Vestments as potential spells. These are outside the city, probably spells, but
Right.
I might drop one of them if Solas is casting armor. I might just keep Magical Vestments. So I could have.
Oh, and
It's unlikely that I'll take Spark Skin actually.
But no,
Not
because
pushing
the reason why I say that is because I consider a visual change to be something that should be mentioned, because that is key to things like disguises and stuff like that. So if it doesn't say that it changes your appearance, then I don't think it does.
Do you have two of those spells, Solas?
I can memorize 2 of them.
Finn, do you want stone skin as well?
No, I doubt it would hurt.
Yeah. Well, doesn't Finn wear braces?
Yes.
I can't remember what your actual armor is. Your armor is braces, so
I think I'm just using the bracers.
yeah, I think
I
armor doesn't
think,
help with braces.
Barkskin, hold on, Barkskin does not make a visual change.
No, I don't think it did. It just makes your
And
skin
how long-
tough as fuck.
How long does it last? 24 hours as well?
Barkskin, no.
What? Bark skin and magical vestments are just combat spells. Major spells tend to last a lot longer.
It's
Old
is
question.
Finn
Yes, Leva.
If Leva was to cast avoidance on an item, wood and give it to Lafdul to take with, just in
I wouldn't
case.
be able to hold it.
Well, if we put it into your bag, would it be protected?
You wouldn't be able to
In
put
your
it into your
pouch?
bag.
I wouldn't be able to pull it out.
It would be avoiding him. He would not be able to get it out. He would not be able to get it in. He would not be able to get it out if he somehow did manage to get it in. If it's avoiding him.
You traumatized it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Would there be a reason to do that, though? I mean, like, I'm not sure what reason there would be to have avoidance cast on an item that he puts in his bag.
If there's danger or he's being attacked or something, he could take out the item and have people sort of avoid him. Do not get close to the item. Well, I guess that doesn't quite work.
But
it
if
would
it has
avoid
avoidance,
him
you
too.
can't grab him.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the problem comes into play, it seems.
Could that be levitated? I mean, this is super metagaming. But
No,
just levitate
and
it
I
above
think
me.
that trying to use levitation on that would also it would avoid that too.
Ah,
Finn,
Yes.
are you going to disguise yourself as a parrot or a dog?
I was going to make that call when I got there.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking, if you disguise yourself as a dog, they should cast a bark skin on you.
Boo!
I'm not even going to acknowledge that.
You suck!
I love the outrage from Paladin. Puns are evil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our
the
paladin
great-
friend
They,
is definitely finding that puns are the work of Loki, aren't they?
I
God
wonder
damn it,
whether
Loki,
that
why
would-
did he have to invent puns?
There is bot in chat.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder whether one of
One of the
these
worst
peoples
things he
could
ever
help.
did, one of the worst things Loki ever did was invent puns, right after killing Balder.
What was that, Leva?
I wonder whether there's a symbol that could help.
I don't think so.
Discord.
It's for protection or casting it in combat. I don't think there's something that you could put on an item and that he could pull out or something like that.
Is
that
there
spell
any?
doesn't work that way.
Discord, all creatures within 60 feet immediately fall into loud bickering and arguing.
How would I take it
They
with
might
me?
actually disclose secrets that way.
Right, no, but so the thing though is that you can't spells that are like there's two uses for that spell. Protect a place or cast it instantly in combat. And that wouldn't unless you're going with him, it's not going to that wouldn't work. That you couldn't give him something to pull out.
Pity. Okay.
Right. Bad puns aside, do you want my boots
wanna-
back, Lafdul?
Yeah, they were actually pretty useful, actually.
Okay. So Finn, is there any of my items that you would like to borrow?
Oh, that was that thing that we would discuss. Well, Old.
Mhm.
Do we know how? Well, rather, does Finn know how? I suppose I'll ask Finn this. Old can answer. Finn, how does how do items interact with you when you're polymorphs? Do you know if you can still see in the dark with your ions still? Would Old know that?
So an ion stone is not worn; it orbits. So, but I believe you get the physical features of the creature. Finn?
Yes.
Yeah. So, a lot of animals can see in the dark.
Ah.
I mean, it's going to depend on the individual animal. If he chooses to,
there was a debate between a parrot and an owl can see the dark, but a parrot can talk, sort of. we were wondering if the parrot would take up the improvision granted by the Ironstone. We were
No, it
thinking of
wouldn't.
ways
Not unless
to...
you removed the Ion Stone, shape changed,
Yeah.
and then put the Ion Stone
But
on the
would the
parrot,
belt
which
of
would be
Dwarven
kind
do it?
of.
So the other,
I'd rather not trade around the belt because of the features that it does. I mean, number one,
Oh.
Braxon would have to, and Finn would have to keep changing their hit points.
yeah, okay.
Lafdul,
Well, it was nice knowing you, Finn.
would you want to be? Would you want to fly?
How long does that last?
It's unknown, but at least
Well, the minimum.
just a second. It's 1 turn per level plus 1d6 turns.
Well, your 10th level, so 1d... Now, what's it? 1...
The
One
minimum
turn a
would be
level.
5 plus 1d6.
So the
How's
minimum is 6.
Lever? How's this sound? We could go with them to that cliff,
Mhm.
and you could cast a spell on Lafdul. Can you cast 2 of those?
Yes.
So you could cast a
Memorize
spell.
those. That's why I'm asking now. Yes.
Okay, so you could cast the spells on them, and unless Finn's already changed form, and then they could fly up the cliff, and we turn around and go back.
Mhm.
There's a whole load of spells this wild mage is casting. I can see one of them going wrong.
Let me just see. I just thought of something else. That
Can
is,
you-
I could. That's 1 hour level. I could empower you with the ability to speak a secret language that's incomprehensible to others. So we could make it so you and Finnel could speak to each other without anyone else understanding what you're saying.
How long does that last?
1 hour level.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that going to be
And it's the
fairly
area of
odd?
effect is the caster plus 1 creature per level, but it doesn't say that the caster needs to be present.
Having like a full-on language of a parrot is, even if no one can understand it, it's going to stand out.
It can be understood by an individual wearing a helm of comprehending languages. But you see, you're saying, from what I could see, if Finnel comes in as a parrot on your shoulder, he wants to talk to you, and he doesn't want to make it known that he can speak clearly. With this, he could just talk that language, and they say, oh, he's just a parrot talking gibberish.
I suppose it's not a terrible idea. I mean, it is a good idea, rather. But it's...
It can
I'm
be
just
understood.
looking at the...
It
I'm
can
look-
be understood by an individual wearing a helm of comprehending
What's the
languages
odds
and
of
reading
that?
magic.
Oh,
I don't
reading
know, just
magic.
telling you.
If you
Reading
need
magic?
to,
That's a specific item name.
if you need to talk to Finn, then you just make squawking noises at Finn.
Mm.
And if anyone questions you, you say, "Whoa, the parrot's the boss."
You say it's just like a baby, you know. Coo, 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 coo.
True.
You can't choose what the language sounds like, though.
No, it doesn't.
It's
say.
just incomprehensible to other people.
Yes.
Is it still going to sound like a language?
I don't actually know.
Because if it's like screeching, squawking, or like odd sounds that are
It
really...
would it would sound like a language
that they just don't
insofar
recognize.
as a language that you are completely unfamiliar with, that you know no words of. Sounds like a
Well,
language to you, you know?
I suggested they make up a set of code words. So, like if I believe circus performers shout out "Rube" if there's going to be a fight or something like that. So someone said. So they could have a load of words. So like the parrot shouts out "artichoke" or whatever, and that means it's an ambush.
Yeah, but then the parrot can just as well speak in full speech and say a clear word in full speech, and Lafdul will understand it. In fact,
true.
it's probably better because
It
then
is better.
He can sing it if he wants to.
Where are you getting this impression that Lafdul sings to himself? Hmm?
I'm talking about Finnel.
Oh,
Finnel would sing to you. Hey, serenading.
I want to hear a singing
you're
parrot.
missing your true calling there, Leva.
Leva doesn't sing.
I don't know. Yeah. Wow. Don't want to incite anything.
Just make decisions, please.
Well,
We're
Leva is
camping.
going to memorize full speech,
Okay.
and what they do with it, that's up to them.
That's fair.
I am going to believe in my leather armor here, so I'll have better rogue skills.
Okay. Finn, any preparations that you need to make before getting the rest?
Nothing specific I can think of.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and bed down, get some rest. Spellcasters change their spells up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was invisible. Would I obviously break? What if I break it now? Would I regain it after sleep?
Your personal
Yeah.
usage, yeah.
So yeah, I would.
It's a
break
per day, not once per 24 hours. Like, you don't have to wait
Yeah.
24 hours after your usage.
No, I would break it and obviously sleep, and I would have it again.
Okay.
Because that's what I used to leave town.
All right, so you guys have gotten your spells changed up. What are you going to cast before you go? Well, so was there going to be that thing where you guys go, where Braxon and Leva, you go with them for a
Yes.
part of the way? Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Leva says yes. The Lafdul and Finn, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're up for it.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm changing up my spells level. That's all.
Ockar will be guarding the camp.
Psalm Fayoum, the amazing soloist. I mean, you only be gone an hour, but you can always fly the ship off. Worst case, you just literally just fly off the ground, just stay there until the monsters are gone, or the party gets back.
That's true.
Depends on the monsters.
Oh, well, let's just have to gamble these really small odds of that happening.
It raises a question of how that would interact with the Leoman's tiny hut.
Well, actually, Solas would be staying. I assume.
You mean if the ship flew off?
Well, like, that's the thing, is, like, I'm not sure that the Leoman's tiny hut would be going with the ship. It might be a little bit too small. I'd have to think about that.
It would not go with the ship, I think.
Yeah,
so when the ship flew with me in, the tiny hut would dispel.
Yeah, I think that's what I would go with.
Well, you can walk out of the hut to dispel the spell anyway.
Since the hut doesn't really move with me.
Okay, so, let's see. So, Braxon, Lafdul, Finn, and Leva, you guys are going to go out first.
Yeah.
Now, when you said the cliff, was there a specific cliff, or was it just you're just going to be finding a way up there?
That was just the landmark, I suppose, where the moss was.
So, but that's my I guess that's what my question is. Do you want to go back and deal with that moss? Is that your goal here, or are you trying to avoid the moss?
No, we were going to fly over. I think someone's going to cast fly on us.
Because
I was thinking we should just follow the same route back that we took the last time.
I don't think we need fly, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it would save time, but we're going to have stone skills.
Okay, so again, remember that when you encountered that moss, Lafdul, you were alone. Finn doesn't know this route.
Yeah.
You and Finn took a different route, and Finn knows that route.
That's fairly safe.
Well, I mean,
is there a cliff on the route that Finn took?
There are some minor cliffs. I mean, that's the thing, is like all the cliffs are fairly minor.
Well, she's memorized it. We can-
Since the party is going to be for a short while be split into 3 ways, I will cast Sacred Guardian on Leva.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I do cast the armor on Lafdul.
Okay. How many hit points can that take before it gets dispelled?
What armor
Just a
class is it?
moment. It's armor class 6. It can take 8 points per 8 points plus 1 per caster level, so it's 15.
Okay, so
I
Lafdul,
have an armor.
that gets dispelled when you take 15 points of damage.
Yeah, and my armor class would be a 2 with that in.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
Also, I do have the ring that's supposed to make protective spells better, so
We're
it
going to
might
be
affect
avoiding combat,
at that spell.
considering how
Yeah.
dangerous the last one was.
So,
Yeah, but I
Lafdul,
just mentioned it to...
your armor class would be 1 lower.
It would be armor class 1.
if you don't want it, maybe Finn can have it.
Finn would have what? Oh,
The
the
ring that makes his armor class lower.
No. That was
it's the...
part of the casting of that spell.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the ring affects the spell, not the wearer of the spell.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't have to wear that ring, Lafdul.
Oh,
Solas
so
does.
that's like an additional...
Yes,
Oh, that's cool.
it's basically a ring that's supposed to boost my protective spells.
Oh, that's cool. That's a nice spell.
Yeah, and what you'd realize is that if something is giving you an armor class, well,
Is that only his
it'll
wizard
be
spells?
played by ear. But generally, if something is giving you an armor class like armor or shield, it's 1 better than what it says in the spell description.
What about his magic vestments, his priest spell? Maybe you have to try
I'd have
that
to go
out,
back
or-
and double check exactly how that spell operates, but yeah, generally that'll work with those two.
Okay, so I suggest what we're going to do is we're all going to head out as 4 of us. And when we get to the first reasonably large obstacle, Lever's going to cast a flying spell on you two, and you'll fly over as many obstacles as you can while it's still lasting.
All right, Leva,
We'll
before
head
you
back.
guys leave, are there any spells that you're casting on anyone?
The stone
Yes,
skins and the
the
cat
very
spirit
long-
and strength.
The very long acting ones like Stone Skin.
All right, just give them to me one at a time. Stone Skin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that one works. Next.
Full speech.
That one works.
Cat's Grace for Lafdul.
That one works. So Lafdul, you get 1 point of dexterity.
Strength for Finnel'ar.
All right, that works, and that is
That's it.
1d6 points of strength. Correct?
Mhm.
All right, so Finn, you gain 3 points of strength.
Have you got any of those to protect yourself, Lever?
No, you're protecting me.
Yeah, but we might be attacked by a monster on the way back.
No, we won't.
That's what she means. You throw yourself into the mouth of the monster, and she runs away.
Yes, that's a good solution for that.
Any other spells?
Not at the moment. Later, yes, but not right now.
Okay.
Who did you cast stone skin on?
Both of you.
Oh, there were 2 stone skins.
Yes.
Yeah,
One
that's
for
why I
Lafdul
don't
and
think
one for
Old
Finnel'ar.
rolled for both the wild sages.
Yep.
That's why I was
All right.
clarifying it.
They both worked.
And I think
No
there's 2.
single wild surge.
Nope.
So many spells and no wild.
It's only 5% chance.
I think there was maybe 2 full speeches as well.
No, full
it's
speech
one on the-
No.
applies to multiple people.
Oh, okay, fine.
That's caster and depending on the caster level, how many people,
Would that be cast on Braxon as well?
if you want.
Means you and Braxon can have a...
Yeah.
Hi, we can have a conversation in private.
All right, so Lafdul, Braxon, Finn, and Leva, you set out, leaving the Solas and Ockar, Bjolmoth, and Tsunfayun to guard the ship.
Solas is being confined into a small area for a second or a third day in a row.
Yeah, you haven't really. Well, I think it's reasonable to say like for an hour or something like that. You know when your spell expires, you get up and walk around and stuff like that. Stretch your legs.
It's like Solas is in being held in a prison that he enjoys since he gets to read.
Enjoys.
You know, you could actually research. No, we didn't take them with, did we? You could research those funny plates, metal things.
I
Those
don't
discs.
really bring those on the field to research.
Okay.
I mean, you need a lab anyway to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, Solas is focusing on researching those books about brewing.
So this wizard's got his. You should come up with a spell like my temporary healing potion, like, but for I don't know, temporary magic boosting brew. I don't know. Something to think about.
All right, so the four of you. So again, just to clarify, you're not going the route that Lafdul took the first time, correct? You're just kind of like going until the first major obstacle.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so you travel for about an hour, and you do have a reasonably sized cliff face in front of you now. Is this at the point that you want to cast the fly spells? It's about 30 to 40 feet high.
I think so, yes. If they want me to. Do you want to?
We've already gone an hour into the journey. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't take too. This is like 4 hours by foot.
3 hours.
The odds are the fly spell will be ending right when we enter town.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to get you into town. It just needs to get you over any other obstacles like this.
Yeah, well, we'll also be invisible. I assume we're making us invisible.
Yes.
And this is when you're making them invisible?
Yes.
All right, so that's 4 spells that you're
Oh.
casting.
First full speech, and what's it? Fly, and then invisibility. It's difficult to cast other spells on invisible people.
Mm.
Well, you only need to touch them if they're standing right next to you.
It depends on if it's touch or not.
Fly is, yes.
Okay, so I'd already rolled for full speech. I'm fine with retconning, saying that you delayed to cast it now. So you start off with Fly on Lafdul, that works. Fly on Finn, that works. And then Invisibility on Lafdul, that works. And Invisibility on Finn, and that works. Alright, so now keep in mind, Lafdul and Finn, you cannot see each other.
We'll stay within speaking distance of each other.
Okay. Alright, so you two are able to fly up over the cliff. Is there anything that you want to say to Leva and Braxon before you leave them?
There was the idea of if I figure out if it's okay for the hilts to come into port, and if you're using the sending to me, do you want to do that? If I learn this,
Yeah. Okay. You know,
it's something for you to discuss. Whether or not you actually do it, it's up to you. I'll just say the port's safe to come in.
Well,
you can
just
come in.
we'd have to fly back to our ship and then pick up the hilt
I could
there.
just wait for you in town. It's like
Yeah, but they'd need another
She's-
sending spell to
She's
let
got
you know
two
that.
sendings.
Oh,
Assuming they
Do I?
both work. Oh, well, I don't know. Last time you had
Yes,
two.
I have 2 sending spells.
Okay,
I
so
don't-
so is that the plan to use one, and then if you decide to bring the ship in, use the second one to let them know that?
Yeah.
They can't let me know because we have to agree on a time. So
No, he
All-
meant
all I would
we discuss it and we inform if we decide to go or not.
okay.
It's entirely up to you. Lafdul will just basically say is, I learned it's safe for the plan of going in as traders.
Okay. If we do that, we'll have to fly back to our ship, and our helmsman will have used up his spells on the flitter.
You just rotate one of the other casters.
Yeah, but it means we'll be coming in with our best helmsman. Just so you know that we'll do it if we want to. We'll at least.
Lever hits himself and says, I totally forgot I could have had the detect scrying and come with you. So I would have known if people are too interested in you.
I doubt they even realise where.
I mean, keep in mind that you have a lot of spellcasters, not just. I mean, you got a lot of PCs who can cast spells as well. So.
Yep. Well, you don't have another fly and invisible, do you, Lever? So
No.
I guess you're coming back with me.
Yes, I'm coming back with you. That's why I say, I should have thought of that. I'm an idiot.
Oh well. All right, so Lafdul and Finn, are you just flying up the cliff, or are you basically deciding might as well fly most of the way?
Fly most of the way, staying close enough to the ground. If it would just break, then we just tumble on you like 10 feet.
Okay.
Something like that. I
Brax
guess.
is
Now, keep in mind that because you're flying, that 2 hours assumed overland travel, scrabbling up and down rock faces, stuff like that, is going to be faster. So just so
Yeah.
you know. All
We
right,
might be
Braxton, you
able
were
to
saying?
just fly into town.
Yeah, no, I know. Braxton, you were saying?
If they look ready to go, Braxton's going to say good luck, and he's going to turn around and start walking back.
Well, it's kind of hard for them to look ready to go because they're invisible.
Okay.
Well, Finno, I have a question to you.
Yes.
Are you actually already in parrot form?
No.
He's a
Okay.
human.
You're still human.
Yeah, he
So
hasn't used any of his forms yet.
Okay.
Okay, so Braxon and Leva, you head off on your own back to your flitter.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking intensely in full speech.
Okay.
Braxton's going to assume we're going to be attacked. So he'll be
After will be
We can still talk.
after we'll be talking to Finno about stuff that I've observed, stuff in it. Something obviously to keep the conversation so we know where we each are, but obviously that's what we've been talking about.
Okay. Anything in particular that you want to share, or is it just kind of like general conversation?
Pretty much everything that I've been doing in there, to be honest.
Okay. And Leva and Braxon, anything that you guys are saying in particular, or is it just kind of like, small talk kind of thing?
Braxton's going to try and stay quiet because he thinks there's monsters on this moon. He thinks there's monsters we can't see very well because of the terrain.
All right.
Okay, we can do that.
He'll be looking out for. Somebody said something about squirrels, so he'll be looking out for gigantic black squirrels.
Don't forget, we've already walked this path, so if we had encountered something...
Yeah, a slight problem with that. On the way back, you realize that you must have taken a wrong turn at some point. You're not lost per se, but you realize that you're taking a different route back than the one you took up.
Braxon?
Uh-oh.
I don't recognize... Braxon, I don't recognize this path, do you?
And I'm going to need
Give
each
me-
of you to make 3 Constitution checks.
Oh no. Lafdul
Walking
had a
through
ring
moss.
regeneration, at least
Well,
he's
Leva's
alive.
dead.
Psst.
What, you say that like Braxton's immortal?
What? Well, he is much less mortal than Leva. Okay, let's see. 3 of
Does
them.
his
Yeah, just
old,
D20s.
Yeah, and you want to get under your score.
does
Do
Braxton
I really?
belt?
I mean, you want to get under your score. It doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen.
Can we turn it around today? For just today? Just
Nope.
well, I don't think I need to look it up. It's failed twice.
Okay. And Braxton?
Braxon, help!
Braxton?
Braxton died, or his headset died. You muted.
He's trying to speak.
I saw you light
Yeah,
up.
hearing you.
Sorry, my sound cut out just as you said we took a different route back.
Okay. I need 3 Constitution checks from you.
3 Constitution checks. Oh no, we're gonna die.
Braxon, I failed twice. You have to win them all.
Oh wait, wouldn't Solas's Sacred Guardian realize that Leva's panicking?
We'll see.
Why? I mean,
I haven't
don't
like
know what
described
it's-
what happens anyway.
Exactly.
I need to know what
Yeah.
happens before I can describe what the roles are before I can describe anything.
Constitution check. I'm trying to beat.
I'm pretty sure those
Come
are
on.
all successes.
Yeah, I would think so
Trying to
for
beat
fighter.
16.
Braxon jumps at, Leva jumps at Braxon. Please carry me. I failed.
Well, again, wait until I describe things before you start assuming what
Okay.
what you need
Yeah.
to do.
So they're all under 16.
So, Leva, you suddenly feel very tired, like not like tired, but like almost as if you've just put forth a lot of effort. You know, walked a lot further than you actually have, kind of thing.
Oh, Braxon, I feel so tired. I think.
Not
Braxon.
quite that. Not quite that. Just you feel like you've just exerted yourself a lot. So it's like you've
Oh,
just been
Braxon.
working really hard or walking really far, that kind of thing. It's not like you're sleepy. You're
Mhm.
just
Oh, Braxon, I'm so exhausted.
and you lose 2 hit points.
What?
You're aching.
I can't
Yeah.
afford that.
Lafdul did describe in like Solas. You could probably realize this is the same thing that Lafdul described happened to him.
No, well, let's just wait if Old says that my danger
Oh.
sense goes off.
Oh, Braxon, I feel so
Yes,
tired.
yes.
Has she
Solas,
got
it
anything
does.
on her?
Nope.
You not carry your backpack. You got a bag of holding.
Well, no. I mean, there's nothing. I assumed he meant like, did some
Oh.
object
Yeah.
cling to her or something like that?
Yeah, like she's got black goop on her legs or something.
No, she does not. You don't see anything unusual, but you definitely see a change in how she's acting.
Has
So I basically see Leva being a bit panicky.
Can you see that?
Not panicky per se, but you can sense that she's in danger. You actually can't tell where that danger is coming from or what sort of danger it is, because you get the sense that she's in danger, but she is not even clear what the danger is, so that's not going to translate to you either.
can Braxon
Okay,
see anything?
I will once I get these visions, I will notify Ockar to be ready. I sense that Leva is in danger, but of course I can't direct you where she is, since the
Can
spell
you
doesn't
tell me
give
where
me the
she is?
location.
Can Braxon
Okay.
see or smell anything unusual?
Nope.
Kentean?
No.
Yeah, you took Tatum with you.
Does it affect Dayan?
Braxon says to Lever in gibberish, try to keep going. We'll be back soon. You can rest there.
Hey. Okay, I'll try.
Exert yourself.
All right, so you're gonna just kind of push on,
At the moment, yes.
the two of you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I need
Push on.
Leva 1 more Constitution check and Braxon 3 Constitution checks, please.
Push on through the field of moss.
Why does Braxton have to do 3? Oh no! One of
Braxton,
those
I
is a
can't
20.
carry you.
One of those is a 20.
All right, so Leva, you lose 2 more hit points.
It's just
Braxon,
totally-
you lose a hit point, and you also feel tired, as if you've exerted yourself
Do we
quite a
feel-
bit. I'm sorry, Leva. Yes.
Do we feel tired enough that we're starting to slow down and sit down?
No, it's not that kind of tired. It's not affecting you in that way. It's just like you definitely feel like you've exerted yourself, but it's not so much that it's a kind of thing where if you had to walk 10 miles, it's like you can do the 10 miles, but around 7 or 8, it might be kind of really tiring at that point.
Okay.
So but you can keep pushing on, and you keep pushing on, but it's just like, oh god, I still have more to go, kind of thing. That's kind of how it's going.
Are we down in any sort of depression, like a riverbed or something?
No, you're climbing down the back down the mountain, and you've ended up taking a different route. You're pretty sure it's going to get you back to the same place, because you do recognize a few of the distant landmarks. Because again, like you've got moonlight from the other 2 moons. You've got starlight. It's nighttime, but it's not pitch black here.
Also, both have infravision.
Yes, but that only works up to 60 feet. So
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is we should maybe skip a little bit to the right in case we're walking through something that's poisonous.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Let's do that.
So is there like a different path we can move over onto?
not exactly. There's really only one way to go down. You could turn around and try to find your old way, the other way that you took up, if you wanted.
Well, how long have we got before we finish going down?
If this route is about the same length, you're still about a half an hour away from camp.
Braxton says, how about I carry you in case it's something that's at feet level?
Good idea.
Levin, you're not feeling that you need to be carried. That's not to say that you would necessarily refuse. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you're not so tired that you feel like you need to be carried. So.
No, I think I can do it, Braxon. But
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out what's something's attacking us.
Yes, so let's continue.
Okay. All right, we'll carry on chugging on. If you've got any spells that stop things touching you, you might want to cast them.
Before you do that, give me and keep in mind that when you're casting a spell, you can't move very far. Give me a wisdom check, each of you.
Okay.
A wisdom check while your legs are being eaten away by moss.
Yeah, that's not a pass.
No. All right. So you're both gonna push on, try to get down further. Okay.
Yeah, Braxton thinks we should surf down the hill.
What Lafdul have told them about the
Yeah, right.
ant-eating moss?
Yeah, we know about it. Braxon checked over Lever looking for anything's touching her.
And
It
Solas is
wasn't
around?
visible.
There's nothing clinging to you, and while there is moss everywhere, it's not like it's on every single surface. If you could easily move to some bare rock faces and stuff like that as you go down, or stick to that part.
Yeah,
So-
well,
so-
we
Let's try
definitely
and
want
do
to
that.
we definitely want to not walk on any moss.
Yes.
So Solas is getting continual feelings and visions of Leva being in danger, but not actually knowing what the danger is.
All right, so you keep pushing your way down, and I'm going to need another Constitution check from Leva and 2 more from Braxon, please.
Okay. 2 more.
That's equal.
Then that's a pass.
1 pass, 1 failure.
All right. So Braxon, you lose 2 hit points, and Leva, you lose 2 hit points. And I'm going to need another Wisdom check from each of you.
No, that's still not a pass.
All right, Leva, you notice that one of the scraggly trees nearby has some moss hanging from it, and it is definitely brighter green than it was before.
Hey, Braxon, look. You see that moss over there?
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
Braxon, as she points that out, now you notice it too. When I say brighter green, I'm talking like, all the moss around here is very dark green, the kind of dark green that you can just tell that it's not black.
How much of that moss is there?
There's a lot of moss hanging from this tree. It's quite a bit.
What I mean is, would it take a reasonably short amount of time for Braxton to go over with his flaming sword and set light to it, or try and burn it?
You'd have to do some
Could we
climbing, but you could easily get there in a minute.
Could we run past?
You could
Let's walk
try if you try
let's
to
try.
run. If you try to run, you're in danger of. I'd be requiring you to make dexterity checks to not slip and fall.
What if we walk directly away from that tree?
You can't exactly, given the terrain. But if you keep going down, you will be moving yourself away from where it is.
Yeah.
I suggest we just go down. Move
Yeah,
away
well,
from that tree.
Lafdul said he got quite ill from this thing.
Yes, but so far how ill are you?
How long would it take Braxton to start the tree on fire?
Pretty hard to say, actually.
live wood doesn't burn all that well, so it would take a lot of effort to actually get the tree alight. It would take less effort to try and incinerate that moss itself.
Yeah, all right.
Moss is
Braxton
rather
can't.
moist. Proper
Braxton
moss is
can't.
really moist.
Yeah, but you could still try to burn it and incinerate it with your sword.
Braxton says
it's pretty hot.
Braxton says, keep going. I'm going to try and set light to this moss.
I'm not going to leave you alone. If something goes wrong, then you're here and I'm gone.
No, well, I'm telling you to get out of range of it, not to run off and leave me. I'll be able to hustle down and catch you up. This thing seems to be able to get us at range.
Wouldn't it be easier to just walk past?
Well, this thing's continuing to attack us over the air.
Okay.
I mean, if there's something that you think you might be able to do to help him, Leva, you could try that.
Have you got any spells that will damage it? You can cast those magical missiles sometimes, can't you?
Sorry, I was muted. There, I'm talking as dormant. Yes, what I was saying is yes, but magic missiles doesn't work on objects.
Well, it's not an object; it's a thing attacking us.
Yeah, but you don't exactly know that for sure. It works on creatures, but I wouldn't let you magic missile a random daisy in a field.
Yeah,
Would you
All
let
right.
us magic missile the moss?
you could try, and the spell will fail.
You could try, and then you'll find out.
All right, I'll try magic missile.
Do remember that the spell might be disrupted by the drain.
Well, that's
That's
a risk
fine.
to take.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Braxon's going to try and get up the tree without touching any of the moss and try to set light to it.
Leva, are you trying to split up your missiles, or are you trying to have it all hit one spot? Because again, this tree is covered in this moss. It's hanging from branches and stuff like that.
She is gonna try and split it up.
Okay.
So, depending on how many missiles there are, all of them in different places, to see how it works.
All right. Trying to spread it out as much as possible, kind of thing,
Yes.
within reason.
Yes.
Okay. You get 5 missiles.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Just a moment. It would help if I had the calculation in front of me, wouldn't it?
Have you got any more aggressive spells?
Just a second, let me check the missiles.
And she's already cast this. So.
Okay.
Oh my god. What is it?
5d4 plus
5d4
5.
plus
I mean,
5.
just roll 5d4, and I'll add 1 to each die because you're spreading it out.
So plus 5, you said.
Right, but I'm gonna be adding it to the individual rolls anyway, so
Oops, sorry.
that's fine. 2, 4, 3, 4, 3. Okay. So Leva.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely been some damage. Your missiles streak out of your fingers and kind of splash against these clumps of moss hanging from the tree branches and everything like that. And 2 of these clumps are just completely obliterated. They're just torn apart as your missiles tear into them. The rest of them are partially obliterated.
She
Okay.
has another magic missile spell, so she's using that too.
Well, that
Well,
would be
while she's
next
doing
round.
that,
Yeah,
while
well,
she's doing that, Braxon's going to try and climb up.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to need both of you to give me one more Constitution check each.
Yeah, that's a pass.
Nope.
All right.
Liver feels really bad.
All right. So Leva, you lose 3 hit points, and Braxon, you lose 2 hit points. But you do
I
get up there,
passed.
Braxon.
I
Is it-
passed,
yeah,
and I'm
your
still
consti-
losing.
Yeah, the liver had that too last time.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
lose more when you lose.
Yep. Okay, Braxton's going to get the flaming sword out and try.
Actually, hold on a second. Leva, you only lost 2. Braxon, you only lost 1. My mistake.
Oh,
Okay.
not complaining.
All right. So Braxon, you've gotten up to the tree,
Yeah.
and you're pulling out the flaming sword. And what are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
He's going to hold the side of the sword up against some of this moss to try and burn it until it stops glowing green.
You think it might be easiest to slash it down, and then once it's on the
Okay.
ground, start doing that.
All right. Okay, so Braxton will start chopping it off the tree.
All right. And Leva, what are you gonna do?
Would it be easier to chop off the branches?
No,
Okay.
no, because the moss is just hanging there.
Liver will use another magic missile for the clumps that are there.
Okay.
Braxon's giving it a hot shave.
So your magic missile. Let's see how many missiles you get. Okay. This time, unfortunately, you only get 3 missiles.
Oh dear.
So give me 3d4.
Yeah.
The good news, though, is that you've completely obliterated the ones that you'd hit before that hadn't been obliterated. And Braxon, you have slashed off the last one that the last clump that Leva hadn't been able to get a missile on.
Okay.
Gotten it on the ground. You're hacking at it, burning it with the flaming sword until there's nothing left but ash.
Yeah.
And
We're still taking damage.
you are not.
Do we feel better?
You're starting to feel a little bit better. You don't feel quite as drained anymore, tired. You were beginning to get that feeling of like almost as if your skin is tightening, and that's beginning to abate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I still get the sense that they are in danger?
No, you do not.
Let's keep an eye out for
Okay.
this green glowing stuff.
So it
Yes,
wasn't
I-
glowing.
Oh, sorry.
It was
It wasn't
bright
glowing.
green.
It was just that the shade of green that this moss was getting brighter, and it was getting brighter as time passed.
As they took stuff, as they... what's the word? Whatever.
So
As they weakened us.
So this vampire moss, or whatever it's called, was sucking the life out of us and getting stronger. So we need to keep an eye out. If you feel at all dodgy, we need to look around, see if there's any more of this vampire moss.
Yeah, that must have been the moss that Lafdul told us about, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to attack it. I thought it was going to kill you faster than it killed me, but your spells were incredibly useful. Have you got anything else that can destroy the moss?
Well, I have one fireball on a scroll, but that's it.
Right.
Well, no, I have a fire burst, but I don't know how useful that.
How
will be.
about we make torches, flaming torches for going back?
Yes, that's a good idea.
It will risk giving our position away, obviously. But if we see any more of this, we could set light to it.
Do you guys actually have torches on you?
No. I thought we
Well,
could get a
it
bit
was
of
a
wood
good
or something.
idea.
Yeah, an
You
excellent
got a flaming
excellent-
sword. You already got
Yep.
it out. You're already lighting up like a beacon anyway.
Yeah,
You do have
right.
a tool. In some way.
Braxon will turn off the flaming sword, obviously.
Well, I mean, you
Right.
can keep it alight if you
Let's
want.
keep it out. That's what you were intending, weren't you?
No, because he'd be more likely to see the moss change in colour if he doesn't have a big bright light messing with his infravision.
Well, I guess I think we will notice if we
Yeah.
encounter more of that.
Okay. Well, let's keep an eye out for this and not be
Okay.
distracted by any more conversations about donkeys and things.
All right. So the two of you, after about another half hour, do make it back to your flitter, and you're able to get into Solas's Leoman's tiny hut. And if you guys want to discuss what you encountered or anything like that, you are welcome to do so.
Well, Solas is going to inquire what happened. I sense disturbance in the force.
For one thing, when we walk back, just before we enter the camp, we start talking intensively in full speech.
Okay.
How do you react, Solas, when you hear us?
Considering that you talked about the spell yesterday, Solas is going to figure out that you have that spell on you and just look at you look at you and sigh,
Okay.
and also cast Cure Moderate Wounds on you.
Thank you. How many hit points is that?
I need to roll
Okay.
8 hit points.
Ooh.
Pretty nice.
And Cure Light on Braxon.
Braxon says I'm not too bad.
Come on, one. Come on, one. I mean, I wasn't saying anything.
Do you want to save it in case the others need it?
Nah, I got few.
All right, so 7 hit points for Braxon there. All right, Lafdul and Finn. So you have been flying, keeping yourselves maybe 10 feet off the ground, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's more a topic of conversation.
Yeah, if you guys want to
there were
discuss
some
something.
things. Lafdul says to Finn, I'm gonna go with the merchant disguise. Oh, actually, I should probably. Can I actually change my into a merchant disguise?
With your hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not. Now I'm suddenly having reservations.
Is there a reason why?
No, because that was the person I was gonna plunder around town as, but then a merchant is like, how do you arrive at that ship? Could you ploy it off as I have magical means? I mean, I can prove that I can cast magic, but you've also infiltrated a city legally, I suppose.
It's not a city, it's a tiny town.
Would there be a significant distinction?
The distinction with a tiny town is they're more likely to know everyone who lives there.
Yeah, man, I got those. No, I guess I'll just be a generic pirate.
It's the kind of place where everyone knows your name.
It's similar to my last one, but slightly different. I don't know, different coloured clothes.
Tell them your name's Sam Malone.
So, Finn, do you have a plan for when you get there, or are you
And you're
going to
looking
kind of
for
play
your
it by
friend
ear
Frodo.
when you get there?
I'm gonna kind of play it by ear when we get there.
Okay. All right, so your flight is pretty uneventful. You put yourself down far enough away that you don't think that you'd be, you would have been heard landing.
Could we, well, you say that, could we see any ships while we're flying towards the port?
Yes. It
And
looks...
are they different?
Well, so it looks like the Damselfly has left, but the other one is still in part. It is still in
No,
port.
that's fine. The damselfly was what I was hoping had left, because that's actually my alternate cover story that I'm now going with. That I was a passenger on that ship.
Okay.
Because I learned that ship ferries people.
All right, so
I also tell that to Finn. If someone catches you, pretend that you were a passenger on the damselfly, which called the Grey Dancer. I don't know the captain's name. But yeah, maybe you didn't ask, I guess.
all right, so you guys have landed. You're a bit away from the town. Do you want to discuss how you go in, how you get in, that kind of thing? Or anything else that you want to discuss before making a move?
I say to Finn, last time I didn't have invisibility. I just had to avoid the guards and just walk in, so to speak. I mean, how much is Finnel gonna stand out? Looking as a human as he is, so to speak.
What are you wearing, Finn?
He's wearing like robes, isn't he?
Well, let him answer.
Probably just robes and my bracers.
Okay.
So,
you definitely wouldn't look like a sailor. So in that respect, you'd definitely stand out a bit.
I mean, Lafdul would just be blacks, I guess, normally without a disguise, but with his disguise, it's just something sailory-ish.
I mean, Finn, if you want to think about changing yourself into something else, you can always ask Lafdul a couple questions about what he saw there or something like that.
Yeah. What kind of animals did you see?
Well, I assume I saw rats and maybe the odd cat or two. I don't know that I saw any.
Go ahead and give me an
flying
intelligence check.
creatures. No.
Which one of us?
Sorry, Lafdul.
Me, probably. Oh wow, that's awful.
Okay. You definitely saw rats. You think you heard some barking from up at the Lord's house. You can't recall if you saw any cats or heard any cats.
I
He
mean,
could go as a pet rat.
cats. Could I roll to know how common it is for cats to be in ports in general if there are spelljamming coaches, based on the fact that cats usually are like a good luck thing because they kill the rats and they stop plagues and stuff?
Well, and that's the thing
Would
is like
I-
it's more that cats.
I don't think it-
cats are favored because of their mousing abilities. How common they would be in this sort of place, you couldn't say. You just know that in general, cats are appreciated for those abilities. But again, like you haven't been in Kryn space very long. You don't know if they treat cats differently. I mean, certainly if there was some association of a cat with an evil deity, maybe people wouldn't like them, and then they'd just deal with the fact that they have more rats in other ways.
If anything, I would suggest you start off with a parrot or something. Actually, do we remember seeing any of those parrot-like birds from one of the islands? Was it the Stellar Islands that had the colourful birds?
Yeah, you
Did they
don't,
have
you don't think
parrots?
you've seen them anywhere else. At least not like
Who's
wild.
to say I didn't get one because it's in the same sphere as a pet?
Yeah, you could have. They do capture them to sell. You just haven't seen them like
Yeah.
owned by anyone or wild. Any
I'm just
other
gonna pose-
questions that you want to ask Vin, or anything that you want to ask
I
me?
will tell Finn that I will probably be because I'm gonna act the part that I'm just a rough and tumble kind of guy, and I may be asking stuff that's wouldn't sit well with certain members of our party, but this is a ruse, so I hope you're alright with if I start inquiring about poisons or such.
I'm fine with that.
Do you have any questions for me,
And
Finn, or
maybe
have you made your decision?
Drugs.
I think I will take the form of a rat.
Okay,
Of course, we are both invisible right now.
correct.
I'll just have to pocket you.
Invisible flying rat.
Oh yeah, you're still flying. Flying rat.
I mean,
That's
certainly
kind
a
of awesome.
rat could get into places that Lafdul would have a hard time. So if there was something that
Yeah.
you wanted to do with that, that might go some distance.
rat. Going as a rat might be best, I think.
And if Lafdul has a telepathy, you can still communicate.
We've got full. Actually, can he even talk in an animal form? Is it magically allowing you to talk, or are you physically restrained by the capabilities of that animal?
He's physically restrained by the capabilities of the animal.
All right, so I
He-
wouldn't have
he
to use
could-
telepathy.
He could talk if he was parrot, but
Yeah. Yeah, but he wants to save that. Oh, I don't think he said that in game, but
Yeah, well, I think a rat would attract a lot less notice anyway.
you might get stomped on though. Just be mindful.
not if he is carried by you.
Oh yeah, no, I'll carry him.
And I can always stick to edges of walls and corners where feet aren't likely to be, too. So,
Which would be normal for rats. Like, most of the time when you've seen rats, they're running along the edges of buildings or rooms and stuff like that. Alright, so Finn, you change into the form of a rat, and kind of like
Am I
go climb
pocketing
on Lafdul's foot so that he knows where you are, and then Lafdul, you're gonna put him in one of your pockets.
I'll allow him to choose where he wants to stow himself, but I guess I
Which
have
he
2
can't
pouches.
exactly see. Well, no, you do not want to put him in
yeah.
one of your magic pouches.
No, I'm not putting him in the back. No,
That would kill him.
there is a small pouch. I'm not carrying a backpack, so it's kind of like I have a travel kit. Would my clothing have pockets? Pockets are not really a thing in this.
Pockets are kind of a thing.
Are they?
Sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Could I have a shirt pocket or not? I mean,
Sure.
I'm not going to my letters. This is just like regular like clothing, I guess.
I mean, if you want to have an extra, I mean, do you have multiple pouches? I don't care if you retcon that you took an extra pouch along.
I got my pouch of accessibility, which I'm obviously not going to put them in. I've got another pouch that has about 200 steel in.
I mean, you can
I
pour
don't
that
know how
into
much more room.
You could pour that
yeah,
into
I
one
could
of your...
do. I transfer the money over, then it goes in that pouch.
Okay. All right, so you're both still invisible, and you're gonna sneak into town there, Lafdul?
Yeah.
actually, before I change, I'd ask if a fog would be useful.
I'm invisible.
Doesn't mean you're not kicking up dust.
There's not a whole lot of dust. This place is fairly humid.
I'm reasonably confident in my abilities to sneak into town, especially when I'm invisible.
Evan?
Speaking of, I'm checking my stats. Second. So that's gonna be. Hang on. 65. I'm pretty sure it's more than 65. About my armor. I had that up 1 second. Rogue. Armor adjustments. Hided shadows. No armor is +5, so that is 60. So my hided shadow 60. Move silently.
You're invisible. You don't need to hide in shadows.
Oh yeah.
You're getting plus 10% for move silently for no armor.
Yeah, no armor. So that's 70.
Okay.
No, 75.
Okay.
Because I got +5 from the 19.
All right. So, Lafdul, you creep down the remaining distance to get to the edge of the town, and like once again, you're kind of like up against one of the outermost buildings, and you peek around the corner. Even though you're invisible, it's still just a good idea to not just stand out in the open. Peek around the edge of it, look down the street. Are you just kind of like going to wait until you don't see anyone and then walk onto the street kind of thing, or what?
Yeah. Trying to keep my distance from the Minotaurs, especially.
Are
any
you
animals
planning...
that smell.
Are you planning to break your invisibility at some point, or are you going to do something while you're invisible?
Did I get a good sight on what ships are in town?
You just saw a galleon, which you suspect
Just
is
the galleon.
the same galleon that was there before.
I will probably break my invisibility.
Okay,
I'll
so
find somewhere once I'm in town.
Just like find an alley or shadow.
Yeah, once I'm
doorway or
reasonably
something like
safe. Yeah, I'm in town and I'll break it.
All right, so you do that, and you're in kind of just a sailor disguise, correct?
Yeah, my hat disguise is a bandana.
Okay. And you're specifically going for a different sailor this time?
Yeah, different one.
Alright.
I'm probably going to need a new name.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't think of a name. Hang on. While that's happening, yeah, I obviously make my way into town.
And what is your goal here? I mean, like, where are you going to go first?
Hang on, let me just check my notes, because I have notes this time.
Yay, notes. My favorite.
I want to go to the docks first, because I actually want to see what ships are in town. I know the galleon's going to be there, but just because there might be a smaller ship that I just couldn't see.
Okay. You do only see the galleon.
It's the same one, I assume.
Yes, and it is the Blood Sea's Bane. On your way in, you saw some Minotaur guards accosting a clearly drunken sailor, like pushing him around, laughing, but they weren't paying you any attention.
They weren't like, they're just making fun of a drunk person and not actually physically beating him up or anything, are they?
Not beating him up, definitely pushing him around.
Slapping him.
And not slapping, but pushing him between the two of them, kind of thing. But not so much that he was likely to get injured. But definitely,
his ego is bruised somewhat.
Well, and I mean, they were being rough. You know, he might have some bruises from manhandling, but not from anything else. Maybe if he falls down or something like that. But basically, they're picking on a guy who's drunk, basically. But they don't pay you any mind. I assume you're also kind of trying to be
somewhat surreptitious.
Yeah, nondescript.
Cognito, whatever. I guess I'm gonna see Xeroxes.
All right. You didn't want to go visit the portmaster since you're at the port? Just curious, because you were asking about the name before the session.
A little bit. It's kind of like he's going to have a good idea of who's coming into town, especially past just going off if I try and play it off as I was a passenger.
Yeah, that's fine. Just checking. So you head back to the Black Hills Greengrocer, talk to Xeroxes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You pass up a few people moving to and fro. There are other stores in the town. It's just that they're more for like the locals, the people who live here, who help load and unload cargo, families of some sailors who've signed on to various ships and stuff like that. This shop is the one that caters to the ships coming in. And their merchants and stuff like that. So you head over to the shop itself. Just going to go in?
Yeah, I'll see how many people are in there first. Well, I'll like casually stroll on in.
You do see a Minotaur speaking to some of the shop assistants. But that's further in the back. It looks like they're looking at the sailcloth and the ship ropes and stuff like that. As you enter, Xeroxes grunts out a welcome and asks if there's anything that he can do to help you.
I obviously tried to be. Obviously, I agree with him. I am looking to ask for information, pay for information that I learned of that you can provide, and I try to use some level of thief count.
Okay. He doesn't seem to pick up on the thieves' cant at all.
All
right. And you said pay for the information, correct?
Yeah.
And he responds, information isn't usually one of the things that I provide, but if you're willing to pay, I'm always open to a transaction. What are you looking for?
Do you know when Sard Bloodstone's next coming into town?
He shows up when he wants to show up.
He doesn't have a schedule. Yeah.
Not many people around here do.
He was the kind of guy I'm looking for. I would like to get into contact with him, but if he says just kind of hit or miss.
He kind of looks at you. What are you looking for him for? I might be able to do much of what he can do.
If someone were looking for Red Njord, I heard he was the guy to go to.
Xeroxes kind of raises an eyebrow at that. Well, that is an interesting topic to ask about.
He's been plundering ships, and, well, one of the ships I had an interest in. Well, he had a piece of cargo, I was going to inquire after it.
I can certainly ask him if there's something specific that you're looking for. We have dealings through Bloodstone.
I tried to go on with my other personas, the same story that I went with the other guy when I was on Riox. How I originally learned of Bloodstone, that I was inquiring after a bracelet. So I give him the whole spiel that a crewman had this bracelet. It's probably something that either got pocketed or maybe wasn't noticed of its significance. So basically, I'm looking for some kind of inlaid silver bracelet, something one of the crewmen might have, and I was wondering if I could just look through their plunder, I suppose, to see if I can acquire it.
Give me a charisma check, please.
Charisma's 15, reaction +3. And does my no customs help at all? I'm gonna get +4.
Yeah, it'll.
That's good.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see.
And so far, I put 20 steel on the thing and then take my hand away.
Yeah, he kind of puts his large hand down and begins tapping the stack of coins with one of his fingers and says, "Well, we don't get much call for jewelry hereabouts, but I could certainly put in a word."
He wants more money. How much do I want to put in another 20? See how he acts on that. That's 40 steel.
He scoops those coins up and says, I'm now remembering that I might actually have a few items from him.
Well,
I
would care to browse.
He reaches under the counter and pulls out a strong box, unlocks it with some keys at his belt, and opens it up. Do any of these look like what you're looking for? I mostly use them for cargo that has values that need greater payment than I have in coin. You know what I mean?
What items do I see?
So, inside the strongbox is a wide variety of jewelry.
This is just plundered jewelry that he's just...
Well, I mean, it's hard to say for sure that it's plundered. Can you recall if anyone mentioned any particular objects of value that you might recognize?
I don't think anyone did.
Okay.
Reasonably certain, I don't remember.
Give me a wisdom check, please.
Oh, wow. I actually failed that. Oh well.
Okay.
Guess
You could ask your talking rat.
Not right now, but I'm perfectly fine with
if
if
there
you've kind
was
of like
something, it's just
well, so I'm perfectly fine with Finnel'ar being able to get a view of this. Like if you want to say that you retcon that he's up on your shoulder or something like that,
yeah,
because he's
I'm
still
on the shoulder or
invisible.
something. Yeah.
Like you put him on your shoulder before you went in. Is that okay, Finnel'ar?
That's fine.
So you're not going to be able to convey anything to Lafdul right now, but you can see what he's looking at. Lafdul, there's a couple pieces that are kind of tugging at your memory, but you can't place it. However, you would say that at least half this stuff is Elven.
Elven. Why does that remember? Wasn't the Cinderif line being plundered?
Yeah.
Can I make like mental checks on what I have seen, or at least something that is distinguishable?
No, because you failed that. Well, give me an intelligence check. Give me an intelligence check. Give me an intelligence check.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm asking now.
I know. But give me an intelligence check anyway. Because you're starting to think about some things, and I'm going to give you an intelligence check.
I want to look for something that stands out, something that I'll just remember. I'm just looking for something that has like a particular shape that I can describe later on.
Mm-hmm. And was that a successful intelligence check?
Yeah, 13.
Okay.
Let's go.
You recognize one of the pieces in there is an elaborate Elven Imperial Navy rank insignia. It's made of silver and set with emeralds. Which you don't know a whole lot about the Elven Imperial Navy itself. That's not right, but it's not normal to do something like that. So either like you would guess that, and you don't know what rank it is, but you would be okay. You know, your first impression is that it's probably someone of mid to higher ranks, because a lower rank person probably wouldn't go for something ostentatious like this. But it's something along the,
Is there any Elven script?
Well, hold on, let me finish. It's a sort of thing that it's a rank insignia. You don't know what rank it is. It's not the kind of thing that the Elven Imperial Navy would give out themselves, but it might be the kind of thing that someone gets made for themselves or someone makes for them.
A badge of honor.
Well, like the kind of thing that if you're really proud that you just made this rank and you're reasonably wealthy, you might do that. Or a family member, like especially if you could see it as something like, maybe an admiral's son just made captain. That admiral might go out of their way to do that, It's not a... again, you don't know the rank, and you don't know what position it is, but that's the kind of thing that's where your mind is leaping to.
So I make inquiries. Did I convey at all that I was after items from the Emerald Oak Leaf?
You didn't say that specific. Pardon me. You didn't say that specifically earlier, so no.
I suppose I'll make an inquiry then. As I look for it, do you have anything from the Emerald Oak Leaf?
I am not familiar with that ship.
It was one Red Njord plundered.
You're not seeing what you're looking for in here?
Well, that insignia is
So
hopefully,
right, but keep in mind that you asked for a specific piece, and he's not opening this up for you to just start picking through. He's basically saying, is the piece you're looking for amongst this?
No, it wasn't. Although that insignia's caught my attention. How much does that kind of fetch? Or is this kind of negotiation?
He actually closes the lid and begins locking the thing. If what you're looking for isn't in there, I could certainly ask Bloodstone next time he's in port for that item.
Yeah. When he locked it, was it a particularly complex key? Is this like a standard
you would say
key?
it's a good quality lock. Either dwarven
it's
or
not an
gnomish
unusual or out there.
It would definitely be harder to pick than your standard.
That's fine, but it's not unique.
I mean, all locks are technically unique.
It's not like a number combination thing.
It's a good quality. It's a good quality lock. It's a good quality lock.
Right. That's fine.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
No, that's fine. No, it's not there. I came off the Damsel flight, so I'm in town for a few days. I mean, maybe I'll pass by in a week. Do I remember the name of that tavern? One of the taverns. Yeah. No, I don't think I do.
You'd remember. There's the Brace and the Bassinet, and the Black Dog. Brace and Bassinet had a human proprietor, and the Black Dog had a Minotaur proprietor.
Do I know if the Brace and Baronet had rooms?
They both had a few rooms.
Obviously, I just got off the Damsel flight before it left. I'm probably going to be staying at one of the taverns around if I can get lodging somewhere. Speaking of, it's Brace and Baronet. Any good lodgings there?
Bassinet.
I'm just making up conversation as I'm going to be waiting around in town. I wonder if I get a recommendation.
So you ask about the rooms there, and he just says no. Like, do they have good rooms? He says no, just a flat no.
Do they have rooms then?
Oh, they have rooms. You remember that from before. But you asked him if they had good rooms, or
they just have
essentially
rooms,
asking the quality, and he's just like no. He does say, I haven't seen Bloodstone in a few weeks, so it is normal for him to come in
soon. Yes.
Aye. He's usually in every a month or two.
Could be here a while, huh? Can't ask about no, because that would tip my favor. I can't ask about that.
Real fast, Finn. Is there anything that you would have suggested to Lafdul beforehand? Like, not based on any of the information that you guys have heard here, but anything that you would have suggested he ask beforehand? Just gonna toss that out there. If there's nothing, then it's fine too.
No, not really.
Okay. All right, Lafdul.
None of Red Njord's crew hang around in town, do they? Then I mention a few of the names: Bluffer, Vinger, Hargang.
Are you just kind of like rattling off names, or are you gonna like ask for one in particular first?
I'm just gonna rattle off some names. I mean, I'm just gonna say, I'm looking for people I can contact. I know that these people are part of his crew. maybe they might be able to help me find what I'm looking for, so I can't any of them in town. Basically, that's how I'm going to play it off.
He looks at you with an expression that you're not really able to read, and he says, pretty well informed. Czar comes in from time to time, but I don't know about the others. Mostly deal with Bloodstone.
Oh, well, that tells me that Czar works for Red Njord. Well, when you ask the right favors, then you get information. Speaking of, I do owe you for my time. It's another 20 steel.
Much appreciated. Yeah. He slides them into his pouch, and are you like getting ready to leave?
I'm gonna
like,
make it casually. Oh wait, is this kind of like?
Well, no. Okay, so let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. This is the kind of thing where it's like, thanks for your time. Here's the cash, and you're like turning to leave, or were you about to ask something else?
No, that was no. It's kind of like now we just ask general inquiries, just shop inquiries. It's like that's. I'm just asking these things.
All right.
Got any poisons at all?
I've got a few things. Well, the strike usually buys most of my product, but I get a few things from Kryn now and then. What sorts are you looking for? Are you looking for something to put in meals, or something for a blade?
Well, something for an edged weapon. Sure, I'll try and axe the part, and I'll show him my adamantite dagger that has poison, obviously in there, but obviously not going to do it. It's a nice looking blade, right? Yeah, something to cut this, or to have inserted into a small vial. Something that, ends something quickly.
And something quickly. Well, I have something.
I'm trying to go for the same stuff that the strikes are using. I assume it's going to be pretty nasty. At least that's the edge I'm trying to go for.
Are you specifically asking for the same stuff that they use, or are you...
I'm trying to be surreptitious about how I approach it. I'm not specifically asking for the same stuff. Let me
rephrase that. Are you specifically asking for the same stuff, or are you hoping that by saying this kind of...
the same type of materials that he'll just
get
lucky and get the same poison?
He does have a few vials. He says,
are they the same type?
You don't know. Unless you specifically ask him if it's the same thing that the strike uses.
No, I'm asking, is it all the same type of poison, or are these all variations, different poisons?
You're specifically asking about the strike?
No. I'm asking, are these poisons all the same type of poison?
Well, he hasn't shown you anything yet. I was just about to have him...
Right,
like, you're talking about something fast-acting, and he's about to show you something.
No, I'm not interrupting him.
Okay. So he pulls down a small container, and you would guess that it would have enough to coat like 20 daggers, 10 short or long swords. Or 20 applications in your dagger. And he says...
this is from one container, sorry?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a single bottle. And he says... This is the best stuff that I get. It's quite popular with those in in sanction on Kryn, as I understand it. It's
'Cause
fairly
I've been
fast
doing-
acting. It won't always kill, but it's good enough to kill most things.
Based on the fact that I've been doing poison research, can I talk about? Can I? No. I just.
I mean,
let's say how much he
until
wants.
you study it, I'm not going to give you
Yeah.
specific details on it. But he's
No,
telling you
it's
it's
fine.
fast acting.
I do
and-
plan on buying it.
Okay.
I inquire obviously how much it's just going for.
For this, it's 100 steel. It is not easy to get out here.
Am I allowed to at least hold it? Look at it.
Yeah, no, he'll let you look at the jar. He's just not going to let you open it.
That's fine. Can imagine not looking at it. It's not usually my stuff. I usually get my stuff imported, but 100 steel, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll wait around looking at it a while. Look like I'm trying to make up my mind. Then, yeah, I start carrying out steel.
All right.
100.
So that has 20 applications in it for your dagger.
Well, I should be able to find an antidote out of this as well. Hopefully reverse it a bit.
You will definitely need to examine it back on your ship before before I give you the specific details.
Oh, that's draining my steel. I'm down to like 300 steel. It's fine.
My plan is working. I mean, all right. Anything else that you want to ask him about?
Sorry, I'm just checking something. What? Sorry, someone sent me very confused by that.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah, all right. So, any other questions for him, or anything else that you want to purchase? Try to purchase.
No.
All right.
Not really. I can always be someone else if I want to ask more questions.
So, are you gonna turn and leave, or are you gonna, you're gonna make your way out?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way out. Say thank him for the business and pocket poison, I guess. Vial for 20 daggers or 10 shots of application.
Yeah.
Questionable poison.
Now, like that, there may be some waste or loss if you actually coat a blade.
Yeah.
There's none if you put it into the reservoir in your dagger.
Out of curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
is he interested in Illiphidica? I have no idea. Actually, do I know if it's still usable?
Do you actually have some on you?
I have 10 but yeah, I keep it in my...
Well, you haven't seen any particular... Like,
It's whether or not it's gone
only
bad.
seen common spell components here.
Yeah. Alright then, never mind. Never mind.
Alright.
Because I just thought I'd offer something equally outlandish, basically.
Well, but that's the thing, is, like, poison isn't so outlandish as it is just highly illegal in most places.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, so you leave the shop, and you're out on the street. What is your next plan, or what do you want to do next?
I want to go somewhere and cast telepathy on Finnel'ar in rat form.
Okay.
I want to go somewhere subtle. And once the spell's been cast, I can just be walking around or something.
Alright. Alright, so you go find kind of a dark alley, behind a building where, no one's really around. Quickly cast it. Is there anything that you two want to talk about, ask, or anything like that? Or is this just...
Obviously, I mentioned to him that seems like Zara's on with the whole Red Njord gig. This poison should allow me to work out an antidote. If it's the same stuff, I didn't want to tip my hand with the saying that I specifically wanted that, but he was a little bit suspicious of how I was going about asking for information.
Okay.
Did you notice anything about that jewelry set?
Did I notice anything?
Let's see. So, Finn, you would concur that about half of it was Elven. I don't think... Well, give me an intelligence check.
Was there any writing on that Elven thing that I did see?
No.
Like a name? It would be an Elven, if anything.
No, you didn't. There were no names that you could make out. And, I mean, part of it is like, you wouldn't have been able to pick up the pieces and look. It's just kind of like using your fingers to push aside some to look beneath them.
I don't think that did it.
No.
Nope.
All right. Hold on a second. Hey, Solas? Unmute yourself there. Got some background noise or something. So, how about this? We are getting close to the break. If you two want to kind of discuss something, and I'm fine with the other party members giving you some advice if they want, as kind of like a, don't forget to ask about this, or maybe you should ask about this if things have spurred your memory that you think your character might have said something about. You can chime in and ask them. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Let Finn and Lafdul think about what they want to do next, if they want to ask other people other questions. And be back shortly.
Okay, see you on the other side.